Everybody, we are back for another Headhunter series. As you can see, the sun shines out this time. There's no snow around. We are no longer in Vermont. We're back here in Southern California with sunshine, some good people, some really fit people this time. Not some old lazy wrestlers like Andy. By the way, Andy, congrats. You really made me look like a total pussy. Right now, if you turn, you can see we're at the entrance. If you look at all this green, this is the entrance of CrossFit Invictus. This is their original site. They're one of the top CrossFit gyms in the entire world. They have incredible team programs. They've been building individual athletes, team programs for the better part of a decade now, if not a decade at this point. And this weekend, they're going to be doing what's called their combine. They're basically testing people, putting people through a battery test, all of their top athletes, to basically develop the people who are going to make the teams for this year. I'm friends with these guys. They've always been very inviting. They've let me come down here for the open multiple times, come work out, just kind of lift, get wild, get sweaty. And this weekend we're going to go and we're going to see what it's like to actually go through the battery test to get onto their team. Yes, I still do a lot of CrossFit, but it's more of the CrossFit endurance, Hyrox style stuff. The tests that we're going to go through this weekend, a lot of really heavy lifting, a lot of very technical gymnastics. These are basically the staples of being a high-level CrossFitter. I will let you guys know that I'm going to do my very best, but I'll admit I'm more scared of this stuff than I am of Andy. So we're gonna go drink some coffee. As you can tell, I'm very bundled up because I drove down here with no car doors or roof on. It was 3 hours at under 50 degrees, so I'm freaking freezing, and we're gonna go warm up for a bit. Technique is like everything. You know, raw talent can be applied to a bicycle, raw talent can be applied to a sled or a wall ball. But as soon as you start to take the barbell and you start to take it beyond just like, you know, a press, a pull, or a squat, it just like, the more weight you put on, the more technical and savvy you need to be able to handle that weight and be able to move that weight, which is pretty impressive. So this is really where you start to see like where strength is applied to technique, because that limited period of time with those snatches, it's going to mean that you can't mess up. So you have to play it safe. And then something with that, like that power clean into the front squats, like it's like you have to have enough strength to be there. But if you just, for some reason, aren't as tight as you need to be, you miss that one chance. Like that's what happened to me with the CrossFit Games. I showed up and I knew how to handstand walk, but I just wasn't refined enough and in tune enough with myself to continue to handstand walk, and I ended up getting bumped out pretty early. So I have to say, CrossFit's a tricky beast. It's annoying in the way that it's so technical, like you have to be a student of the sport, but it's also so exciting because like there's always something new to work on. You never can be like the master of all masters. Like you still can be like, well, my rowing's on point, but now I need to work on my snatch. My snatch on point, but now I got to work on my jerk. My ring muscle up's good, but I can be better on the bar. Like every single day there's just something new. I'll admit, somebody with ADD, shit, that's rough. I like running and bench press. That's about it. Dude, look at this. My thumb, like you can see how many splinters in my hand. Yesterday I went hiking with some friends, as I was telling you. Here we go. I'm gonna have a splinter come out right now. It's right there on the edge. A little bit of blood and pus. It's not coming. It's gonna stay. Come on. Come for daddy. Right there. On the edge. Oh, it's not coming. Let's just enjoy breakfast. Talk about something else. By the way, this is the head of programming for Invictus right now. So if you're wondering why he's out here giving us some tactics,
he's going to need more than tactics to do all this. More than tactics.
I'm going to trade this out for a Bible, and I'm going to borrow 3 belts. I'm going to look like a kid rollerblading for the first time. I'm going to have wrist wraps on, I'm going to have knee wraps on, I'm going to have my belt on, I'm going to have my special shoes. Right? Dude, I could crush in these things. I could power clean 275s and no problem.
But can you front squat at home?
Yeah, of course. I was just doing that the other day. I'm sore, but whatever. Exercising once? Yeah.
Did you put deodorant on this morning?
No, I didn't put any deodorant on, but brought the kitty out.
Nice. That's my favorite shirt that you own.
Okay? You don't know? fucking do CrossFit. Yeah. It's no big deal.
Power underwear?
Power underwear? Yeah. Ah, shit. You got responsibilities. Come on. I'm nervous. I just want to make sure that I'm going to go just the same weight as you did at 185, maybe 195, just to stuff it to you. And then I really just want to get that bar up and get as many reps as you did. Like, that's not the worst. You suggest these shoes?
I'm wearing the shoes you gave me.
Yeah, they nice.
They're nice.
I guess I can start warming up in these bad boys.
Yeah.
I'll put those on last.
I also maybe got like a solid 5 minutes of warm up
Nice.
between pooping and putting my shoes on.
I'm gonna go warm up without any of this stuff, and then I'll come back to it. We gotta follow these guys' tactics. This is our competition. This is wave 5 right here. This is America's finest National Guard. That's about 100 pounds over my max. As you can tell, the competition's fast. You see that move right there, girl? Want to know the truth about CrossFit? It's not about how fit you are, it's about how many cool gadgets you can wear while doing a workout. Knee pads, wrist pads, shoe pads. No big deal.
Stand up, boy. Hell yeah. Let's go, buddy.
Need 45s. Got that belt? Refuse to quit! This was supposed to be a battle of Hunter versus Invictus and learning from the best, which we've learned, but now it's become a battle of man versus cameraman. Yeah, the man behind the lens or the man in front of the lens, who has the internal dragon that will overcome and beat this dragon? Is it I or is it he?
2. Come on, boy. There you go. Get up.
No, dude, it slept. Oh, shit.
Just go for it.
Need to wait, need to wait.
Let's go, buddy.
Shit, that was gnarly. I just didn't want to fail anything. I got it. Alright, one for Nick. A trash score. You saw someone put grease on my bar.
Set the rest of the weight just to the side. Don't place it off the platform. Stay hard. Platform.
I'm excited about block 2. I'm gonna go pretty soon, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably.
That was orange.
So how'd you do? Give me an update.
I feel pretty good about block 1. Like, I nailed the snatches. Like, I just wanted to be safe through that. I'm just a little disappointed. I got that clean up, which was important. Like, you only get one miss, and I missed it. And it slipped off, and I lost my traction. That's what I was trying to tell you, to set up the top. So I lost that angle, and then I just got it once. I didn't have enough time to really piston it out. I think I could have probably got 3 or 4 if I had got it that first time. But I got to talk to the camera, I guess, now. But it's just a bummer. And then one thing that I will mention is you go straight into that ring muscle up set. And even though it's such a technical movement, it is a capacity-based set. You know, 90, 60, 30 with 60 seconds rest between each set, which I really like because technicality does go out the window as soon as your heart rate goes up. And that was awesome. So I'm probably like a C+ athlete right now on the set, which I'm pretty cool with. And I'm winning 2 to what? 1?
So does that make me a C- athlete?
Yes. Listen, you brought the heat upon yourself, Nicholas.
I will say that I probably could have got 195 on those snatches.
Oh, I don't doubt it at all. I was just trying to be conservative for you to help you out.
It was smart on it, too.
It would suck, dude.
I wasn't sure
There's nothing worse than like getting 0 because you missed.
Yeah.
Now, also, what I'm watching a lot of people do, and I may not be right about this, but some people came out the gate so hot. I have a feeling like their results for the rest of the day are going to tank.
I see that too.
I'll be back in 30 seconds. I gotta pee. Do I look CrossFit?
Yeah.
Do I look CrossFit? CrossFit. Okay, block 2 done. Obviously leading on Nick tremendously now. No, actually Nick beat me. Yeah, Nick beat me in the bike by 1 calorie. You weren't competing, so you can't be part of this conversation. Basically, it was a sprint of a bike. It's basically a 2-minute clock. Sprint for 90 seconds, 30 seconds rest, then 100 feet on your hands for time. 25-foot increments. And holy crap, dude, I almost threw up that kill clip that I drank. I was like, oh, I'm doing great. And I'm like, you just don't realize how quickly that, for some reason, churns up your blood.
I got like heartburn.
Yeah. It's an interesting piece of machinery. Like, I still can't tell how I feel about it. I'm upset. And obviously, like, you can just see how fit everybody is here. Like, it took me, I think, 56 seconds to do the 100 feet. I think there's a guy who went to the games with me saying here 27 seconds. Incredible. Like, so fast, so fit. And now I just got to kind of cycle things out because now we're doing the chest to bar pull-ups and thrusters. That's probably going to be my least favorite workout. That's just all height. It's just, if you have long arms and long legs, it's just the death of you. And that's exactly what I am. I am Gumby. I'm like a Scottish giraffe. So wish me luck.
up, dude?
Pretty good.
Come on up to the board after you catch your breath. You can get your score.
I got 84, 94, 100, 102.
3, 2, 1, go. He said, good job. Good job,
Dude, son of a bitch.
Yeah, stand up and then back down.
I got some old Stay on it, buddy. Come on, Alec. Last couple, 1 minute. Let's go. Hey, let's go. All the way.
Let's go get 2 more.
5, 4, 3,
One more.
1, time.
The cherry on top. I needed that. That was how we finished the day.
Smoked my ass.
What'd you get?
I didn't even get to the burpees.
Oh, no.
Double unders are such shit.
That's right. Still the master and the people, baby. Yeah. I have to say, so this is a great battery test. Super fun. To hit the whole gamut of what CrossFit could offer
Ryan, what'd you
in a
get?
2-hour period. Some of the best athletes in the world down here in this beautiful weather. We're not in a mountain in Vermont. We're not in Germany right now in lockdown. We're in an awesome place. I'm inspired. I'm pumped to get grinding. We got Hyrox coming up next. This was like a really good Hyrox type feeling. Double unders, that was tough. It's a chunky ass rope, but who gives a shit? I want shoulder muscles, baby. And the rower, obviously. Who doesn't love pulling on one of those bad boys? And the burpees, I wouldn't do what you saw as like a traditional burpee. I was just doing what I call an endurance burpee. It's more of like a push up to a stand up, but that is a rep in the sport of CrossFit. So I used what I thought would be best. We just went through power, we went through extreme anaerobic endurance, and then we went into really explosive full body you know, Fran style workout. I just said to myself, all I've got left in my body is slow twitch muscle fiber, which I'm fully made of. And I just grinded it out and I got a pretty good score, so I'm pumped with that. All right, guys, so this is the 4th episode of Headhunter series, and we are right now sitting in the office where it all started. Invictus CrossFit is one of the top gyms in the entire country, if not the world, probably the world, because they actually won the CrossFit Games on a team in 2014. They've been developing athletes all over the world through their programs, and what we did this weekend is we came down for a combine, which you created?
Yeah, it was, so CJ and I sat down. We've been doing the combine since 2016, and we kind of just revamped the workouts based on what we've learned the past few years.
By the way, head coach, side coach, part-time coach?
CJ is the man, and then I'm head of athlete development.
Ooh.
That's my title.
That's very exciting. So as you can see right here, this is their office. This is where the magic happens. This is where he does all of his programming. And do you do personal programming, the overall programming?
Yeah, so we've got, so obviously CrossFit is based like for everyone.
Yep.
So the gym programming, CJ and I work together closely on everything. So we basically work from one hymn sheet, so to say, and then we base all the programs off of that. But I write the majority of the competitive programming now. So I've taken on that role. CJ still does the majority of the gym programming. So anything that you see when you come into the gym to do a group class, that's usually through CJ. But again, like we bounce off each other. But I run the in-house athletes, Invictus athlete competition program, so all the kind of competitive programs. Yeah.
So just so that people can understand, what is the battery test you guys created, the Invictus Combine? Like, how does that work and what is it for?
So the Combine's based on, we've obviously been in the sport for a long time, and we see the tests that come up year to year, and we see like the deficits that people have in their training. So what we've done is we've created a combine of, it's usually anywhere from 6 to 8 events. So yesterday it was 7 events that you guys did. Based on, obviously you've got your different energy systems, you've got your skills, and you've got your weightlifting. So we've developed tests in order to kind of categorize people at what level they're at in the sport. So we base, like, it's not a point system. So say for example the first workout you did yesterday, which was 5, you've got 3 minutes to hit 5 snatches with 6 attempts. You've got to select one load. So if you selected 200 pounds, then your score could potentially be 200 times 5 reps.
Are you trying to make me feel bad because I only went 195?
I think some of the females will you.
Kind of harsh.
So we base it on the top level athletes. So 270, like for example, 100% would be, I think 100% is 275. So to hit 5 reps of 275 for a male, you get 100%. And then the bottom level, I think, is 185. So you might be like 10% or something.
Thread the needle, baby.
Just. Anything below that would score a 0. Okay, so it's not a point system. It's more like you'll get a based on the curve, so to say. And then we do that across the 7 events. So that's the kind of way we do it. And then the next one was the max rate front squats, which is power output. And then you had the muscle up density test, which is more volume accumulation of gymnastics. And then you had that kind of couplet of the thrusters and chest to bar, which is the classic CrossFit conditioning. And then, you had the assault bike power output, followed by gymnastic movement under fatigue, which is the handstand walk, then the couplet, and then you finish off with that longer piece. So naturally, you won the longer piece.
Thank you. Thank you for announcing that, because you made me feel bad about the snatches.
Well, yeah, I mean, he saved it all. He saved it all for the final.
I did sandbag that whole thing. But it's okay. I just wanted to make it clear that my point of coming here was, one, I wanted to get connected with these guys again, just kind of see what everyone's doing in the CrossFit scene. But I wanted to make sure I made it through all of the tests and didn't fail. Like, I think if you want to be a well-rounded athlete, which I'm trying to display through the Headhunter series, it was to basically show that you don't have holes. Like, you can take on any task. And I feel like I just skated by. I got that one squat clean. Pretty proud.
You scored above 0 on all of them.
Which is not bad.
But you need to remember that 0 is based on, like, a 185 for 5 is not bad at all. Like, I'd say 80%, 75 to 80% of the CrossFit community can't snatch 5 reps at 185.
Nick got 185.
He also boycotted his cameraman, because his cameraman could have beat him in some of these events, and you told him what to do so that it wouldn't make
I cheered him on during most of those events.
You also gave him coaching, which your coaching was, hey, do 5 pounds less than me. Hey, go 5 seconds slower than me. Hey, do 1 rep less than me. Hey, take your time.
Yes, yes. As any wise coach would, dude.
Yeah,
as any wise coach would. So, as you're seeing, just obviously, how long have you been doing CrossFit?
2010.
2010. So now we've been doing this for 11 years with you. What are you noticing are like the major trends in CrossFit? If somebody is at home watching this, really wants to get into an environment where they can push themselves, let's say they don't have a gym like you have right now, obviously you have programming online, but what are some of the key things that people should be focusing on at home to become a better CrossFitter overall and maybe potentially go competitive?
Well, I mean, exactly what you're doing. Like, any time in your career, like, whatever you're focused on, you've always sought out the best in the sport and always surrounded yourself with them. And, like, ever since the beginning when CJ first, like, introduced me to the community, was that he was always saying, like, surround yourself with the best people. I remember the first, like, 2012, I started working for Invictus, and I remember one of the first trips I did, I was sitting down with Kelly Starrett and Carl Paoli, which are two ambassadors of the they're two ambassadors of what they created in the sport. So Kelly being the mobility and then Carl being the gymnastics. So I'm sitting with like two of the best people in there. So like my advice to them is like find like-minded people. Have eyes on you at the beginning. You have to have eyes on you at the beginning, because if you're not moving efficiently at the beginning, it's going to make life a lot tougher, and you're also going to create injury. So seek out those people, have eyes on you, have fun, most importantly. If you're not having fun, you're not going to make progress. If you can, if you're training by yourself, then try and have like a coach that can look at your video, or try and pop in to see an Olympic weightlifting coach or a gymnastic coach, or try and train with some people like 2 or 3 times a week or even a month, so that you have eyes on you and then you have a competitive environment. Because at the end of the day, you also, even though we always focus on becoming the best you can be, you also have to bear in mind where the sport's at as well. So it's always good to go into a competitive environment like we had yesterday and be like, okay, like this is where I stack up against the rest of the field.
Yesterday was great.
Yeah, it was super fun.
It was like I think that my 2 favorite tests was the snatch test and then probably the right into the ring muscle ups. Like that was the greatest for me, because I think the snatch test shows like how well do you know yourself and where do you really stack up against everybody else. And then the ring muscle ups test is also how well do you know yourself, and just ring muscle ups are such a full body technical movement. And the rest of the workouts, even though they were great, they're just grunt work. Like I somehow grunted past that one really talented games athlete you had just by a rep, because I just kept on holding onto the bar. But you can skate by with less talent and hard work there, but those 2 ones were just great, genius programming, I think.
Had fun.
And obviously, Nick, did you learn anything?
Learned a lot of things about myself. Learned how to do ring muscle ups.
First ring muscle
Nick's first ring muscle up.
came in a test.
I was sick.
And then you did how many more?
I think you did 11 or 14.
That was really good.
Something like that.
Super impressive, by the way. Like for someone, so we've had a few athletes come in and do that. They're like, oh, what's that thing you do on the rings where you come up and someone will jump up and go, yeah, that's a muscle up. They're like, okay, I want to try it, and they'll jump up and like knock out. It was a guy, Jack Bernstein, super talented athlete. They did, he did pretty much what you did and was like, hey, what's that thing you're doing? And then jumped up and did a few. Well, you did 13. But it's super cool to see like people who are talented can jump up and like snatch well and lift well, and you can see it from the beginning, and then it's just a case of like developing that the right way.
It's so incredible. The one thing I'll say, the amount of video that's out there now, you can watch the best all the time, and you can absorb that information, and you can just transfer it over into the physical movement. When I first started doing ring muscle ups, I couldn't find anything, so I was on...
You can get rings.
What?
You can even find rings.
Yeah, I remember I bought them off of a Navy SEAL website, and I was using them to do like push-ups and pull-ups, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then eventually, it was actually from Rogue, and this is back in maybe like 2009 or 2010 maybe. Steel, like hardcore. Do you remember those steel rings they used to make?
You couldn't even do muscle ups.
Yeah. And I learned doing negatives. I would come down and then like, and then drop out.
It's a good way to learn them, though.
Yeah.
Because it's the hardest way to learn them, and then after that, everything's easier.
Yeah. Well, Nick, I'm proud of you. This is a kind of ode to you.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I was fired up. I was like, this dude's crushing it.
Yeah.
I just felt sorry for you because he kept telling you to do less than what you were capable of.
I am a scumbag like that. So if anybody wants to get to learn more about what you guys are doing here, where should they reach out to? What could they do to connect with you?
Got our website, CrossFitInvictus.com. That's where we house all of our programs. And then you can contact me at my Instagram page, Tino Marini. And we've also got the CrossFit Invictus page. But whenever you message me, I'll always get back to you. Whether that be training related questions or questions about Invictus or CrossFit in general, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
And the last but not least question, will your wife let you take that car to the track?
I told her, I was like, I'm going to the garage on Tuesday. She's like, what for? I'm just getting some stuff done. I'm getting a new exhaust system.
Really? The titanium?
It's a straight pipe.
Ooh.
So
it's going to be so loud.
I just told her I was taking it to the shop. She's
Yeah.
like, is this going to cost me money? I was like,
no. No, not at all.
Whatever.
It's all free metal.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We might track it.
Yeah.
We might track it.
Dad. He's a car junkie. I'm a car junkie. This is one of the next episodes that we're doing. I'm actually in touch with a rally car business down in Texas. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go get one more workout in. Stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe, and reach out to this handsome man.